What's going on, crew? Just gonna kind of recap the night so far. The night is still young, game's still going on. Um, Not as good as a night as I would have expected, to be honest. LeBron came through. Kevin Love came through for the most part. Um, Thomas Robinson underachieved. The Tariq Black news kind of took a jab at my expectations for him. He still do well with Tariq Black playing, but I was real confident under the impression that Tariq Black wouldn't play. Then Udry, I just felt that. I felt like he would do good, and he hit over 6 times value. So it's really, I think Devin Booker is definitely going to get into the 40s. It's a blowout right now in that Golden State game, but we know that he's going to get the minutes regardless. So I see it routing out around 270 for the night, and I think that should be enough to get you in the cash in most tournaments, and definitely in the 50-50 with the type of night. Couple things really hurt us tonight though. First thing was Westbrook went off for what? 85 points. 83.25 for Russell Westbrook. Fading Westbrook is a risk. And every time he has these 90-point nights and you don't have him, it's hard to win. You know what I mean? So we faded Westbrook. He did 83. That took a stab at us. The next thing is Kyle Lowry came back and put off a 53 bomb. His ownership wasn't as high as Russell Westbrook, but people are starting to think that Westbrook is a must play. So his ownership is really high every night. So the other night we took a gamble and didn't pick him, and it worked out. Tonight we took the same gamble and he went off. So that happens. I'm not too upset about this slate. I'm really disappointed in Kemba more than anything else. But other than that, I feel pretty good about most of the picks. All right. Let's see how many people in the room and what they have to say. What up, fam? Oh, Devin Booker will come through. I believe it, Chris. I never give up hope, man. Kemba and Deadman killed me. Me too. Gotta play Russ. We've been saying it forever. I mean, if we played Russ day before yesterday, Tim, we would have lost money. For the prices that they're putting out for Russ, it's really a gamble. I know the next game he plays Phoenix. Now that's the matchup where I feel more comfortable playing them for sure, for sure. But um, he dropped what 40 something points today. I definitely want to do really quick a subscriber shout out. Um, I just gotta find it. Shout out to Tar Heel fan. Now I like to shout out subscribers when they say nice things, but sometimes you gotta give the good with the bad. And Tar Heel is not too happy with me right now. Okay, he says you're winning with a player with 11 points. In your video, your statement was Deadman was a short thing, meaning you were very high on him. My Kyrie comment was from the last few weeks. You have a tendency to be really confident on players that don't do well. Don't get me wrong. I like following the page for your advice because I don't have the time to do all the research myself. I only question short thing statements on guys that bomb. It's all good. And shout out to Tar Heel fan. I'm not offended by it. I like this kind of feedback, guys. I welcome it because for one, it was respectful, it was honest, and it was constructive. And that's I couldn't ask for anything better than that. All right. Now, and my response to this gentleman is that now Deadman, if I said a short thing on Deadman, then I apologize because Deadman is not a short thing. He's not the first, second, or third option on his team, and he can never be a short thing. He's not a short thing. If I do remember consistently, the player that I was highest on tonight was Kevin Love. Now he didn't hit 6 times value, but that's the player that I was most excited about, especially with Tristan Thompson. Now that's the guy I was promoting 100%. Now again, guys, the lineups that I play and I promote is the lineup that I actually play. I put my money on it. Okay. Um, I I recommend you guys use it as a template. If you see one or two players that you're not sure about and it's someone else you like, keep the skeleton that you do like and swap it out. Tim Hess does it all the time. After lock, he'll email me and say, "Hey, bro, I didn't go with such and such, but I kept such and such. I kept most of your players, but I threw TLC in there because I just love TLC." And he does well sometimes. Sometimes he does better than me. So this is the lineup that I play based on how I feel. I do suggest that you guys play it with confidence every night, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? Um, Russ might be 15K versus the Suns. Yeah, I agree. So just want to get into tomorrow's slate really quick so then I can take a nap. You know, all this week I got this early morning commitment, so I try to do these videos early and get some rest. Brooklyn versus Orlando. As far as injuries, Whitehead is questionable, and from me reading his news, it sounds like he's more like doubtful. But let's check it out. It says Whitehead is considered questionable with an ankle injury. He was held out Tuesday, but Coach Kenny said the Nets expect to get the rookie back for Thursday. So it sounds like he's more probable. An official word to come around shoot around. Another guy that I saw that was banged up was Kilpatrick. He has hamstring tightness. And he's missed game earlier this season because of it. So it sounds like Kilpatrick might be shelved and Whitehead might play. In any event, I like Dinwiddie still for this price. He's been really consistent. He's still under 4K. Um, they played Orlando. He put up 18 in 20 minutes. For 3,700, Kilpatrick is the person the most consistent I like in this game. And then Brook Lopez I like as well on the Brooklyn side of the ball. Reason being is he's just been hot. They just played this team in just 28 minutes. He already put up 44 points. Now against Philly, it says that he only put up 29, and people might see that as not good, but when you really look into it, he only played 23 minutes that game, and he put up 29, and they blew them out by like 30 points. All right, that's why he only played 23 minutes. He didn't have to play much more than that. I'm pretty sure Orlando's going to keep it a little closer, and he'll have near 40 again. So I'll go ahead and consider some Brook. Jeremy Lin, for some reason, I think he's stuck around 30. He might get you mid 30s, but he doesn't really have too much of a ceiling. It doesn't appear that he does. And Karis LeVert shows some flashes. He'll get you 26, then he'll get you 13. He'll get you 13, then he'll get you 24. And because Dinwiddie have the ball in his hand more and more into Dinwiddie, it's fascinating that they have Dinwiddie listed as a small forward now. So they might be using him in different roles. So that's also good news. And then Hollis Jefferson, we know he's crashing the boards and he's doing well. He only played 21 minutes because of that blowout. He was coming back from some sickness. He's still a good option. It's just that Orlando's a good matchup. For 5K, I'm just not too excited about it. Trevor Booker, up and down, 17, 23, 36, 14. Just not crazy about that either. And that's about it for this game. Quincy Acey for the bare minimum can be interesting. It's just that as of late, his stock's been going down. On the Orlando side, as much as I don't like to play Alfred Payton, I'm going to consider him for the time being until we get further news tomorrow. Alfred Payton played a couple days ago. He dropped the 56 on him. He hit a triple-double. And against Cleveland, it's showing that he only had 25, but that was a blowout. The game was done. He only played 23 minutes. Whenever he plays minutes in the 30s, for the most part, he's been in the 40s. Every now and then he does flop, and he has disappointed me so many times. But in a favorable matchup against the Bulls, it's something that I can look out for and pick on a little bit. Evan Fournier is another guy who's been crazy consistent. We need low 30s from him. He's averaging 30 in the last 10 games. Against Brooklyn, he put up 26. Thing with him is, although he's a little consistent, his upside is not really there. And Not too excited about Fournier tomorrow. All right, Terrence Ross with Jeff Green being out is always another consistent guy that lacks the ceiling. He lacks that upside that I'm looking for. All right, and then Aaron Gordon. I'm willing to continue to pick on some Aaron Gordon. Okay, the Cleveland game got out of hand and they were playing from behind. He struggled, but I think the Brooklyn game is going to get him back to those 40s and 50s that he's been flashing of late. Definitely didn't give up on Aaron Gordon yet. I'm going to pick on some Aaron Gordon again. People might think that those 2 games that he blew up were a little fluky, and I think so as well. But I like Aaron Gordon tomorrow. He's worth some consideration for sure. Sure thing. I like this game. I think this is a stackable game. And then Vucevic again, worth some consideration. In good matchups, he do well. In 2 games, averaging 31 minutes. He's averaging 48 points against this team. The Cleveland game got out of hand. In Boston, he struggled, but he did well in Brooklyn, and that's the team that he's playing. So Vucevic, we know, is safe on most nights. I'm just going to go ahead and also consider some Vucevic for tomorrow. All right, let me see what you guys are talking about. Yeah, it's okay. Take the good to bad. You did say about Deadman and Harris last night. I guarantee it. You watch. You said, but that's why I love you, man. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. I just gotta be careful with people that I say I guarantee, and I'm gonna make it an effort moving forward because Deadman is not someone that's guaranteed. You know, I did guarantee that Kevin Love played. I felt really good about him, but Deadman is. If I say I guarantee him, then I'm just in my feelings. You know, when I get to this live stream, I'm excited. I'm pumped up. I look at things of like the law of attraction. If you think positive and you attract positive energy, positive things will happen. So I come on these live streams ready to just take down the world. You know what I mean? That's my attitude because that's what I want. So sometimes I might get carried away. So but I'll definitely make an effort to not say people are guaranteed if they're not, because Deadman is never guaranteed. He's a value play. He's one of those guys you pick hoping that he hits. The pay up guys are the ones that I can more guarantee. I like Dinwiddie too. That's a solid pick tomorrow. Yeah, love Dinwiddie tomorrow, man. The Clippers dropping the people's elbow on Dallas. Yeah, I stayed away from that game. I smelt blowout from the beginning. I typically liked Kilpatrick too. That's too bad. Yeah, Kilpatrick is banged up, and if he misses it, it just makes me like Dinwiddie more. Only issue about Aaron Gordon, he still got 32 minutes. Guy scares me. Always Vooch. Yeah, yeah, I like Vooch more than Aaron Gordon only because Vucevic in a good matchup always deliver. It's rare. It's very rare that I see Vucevic in an ideal matchup and he doesn't deliver. All right, we can look at it some more. Vucevic, even in Cleveland, he was a point per minute, and he almost doubled. But Brooklyn, good matchup. Boston is a good matchup, so I guess I can't say that. OKC is a tough matchup, and he came through at 40. Toronto is tough, near 40. Detroit's tough. So he's been having some tough matchup, but the easy ones like the Charlotte, the Philly, the Phoenix, you see that 50, 50, 48. So we like to pick on Vucevic in good matchups, and tomorrow I will be running some Vucevic, all right? Aaron Gordon is hit and miss. So if he missed, we could probably just get off of that, fade some of that Aaron Gordon, all right? Let's move forward. Chicago versus Philly. Now, I'm gonna start on the Philly side because that's where everybody gets excited. The only player on Philly that I really love tomorrow, and I really, really love tomorrow, is Sean Long. Reason being is Saric already tapped out saying that he fatigued. He's played too much basketball. Now his heel is sore. They have him on minute restriction. So it's a lot of reasons for Sean Long to get extra minutes. And whenever Sean Long gets minutes, more times than not, he delivers, okay? 17 minutes, 28, 18 minutes, 23, 22 minutes, 25. So that's a trend that we like, okay? In Chicago, he played 19 minutes and he dropped 31 on them. So the guy is volatile, man. Um, I like him. Like him tomorrow for the 4,200 price. I'm gonna go ahead and stroll with that. I know that Tim likes TLC, and for a good reason. TLC is getting over 35 minutes per game. If a guy's on the court that long, he should get good numbers for you. If you look at the back end, when he was getting 18 to 23 minutes, he wasn't really doing too well. But since he's been getting minutes in the 30s, he's been 37, 24, 26, 28, 34. I'll consider him, but I'm still not super excited about TLC. He's just not a player that makes me feel great. Now, O'Quinn made me feel great because I'm a Brooklyn, New York guy, and I know that certain situations are ideal for O'Quinn. So if you guys can convince me that this is an ideal situation for TLC, then I'll go ahead. But for right now, I'll consider him until I find someone to replace him with. All right. Moving forward. Um, this Alex guy, I never heard of him until today when I just started doing some research, and it looks good for him, man. 18 and 25 in his first two games out. I wouldn't really get too crazy about it. His price is 4K. It's not even a minimum. And Rashawn Holmes can be interesting sometimes. He's just way too up and down. He gets you 37, 17, 33, 40, 21. He's all over the place. We already got two solid centers going against each other tomorrow. I think that's going to be a good matchup. I like Lopez and Vucevic tomorrow. Hard to think I'll come off of those two. All right. And even Stauskas, I like tomorrow. I like Stauskas. 24, 24, and 31. Now, the blowout game against Brooklyn, only 16. It was a blowout. He shot the ball poor, but if he's going to get minutes in the upper 20s for 4.4K, a guy that can get you good amount of assists and score the ball, you got to consider the guy, okay? I actually like Stauskas more than TLC, but again, I'll pull him over, man. I'll pull him over. Chicago, Jimmy Butler. Now, my theory is I like to play star players when or let me say I don't like to play these big name players when their counterparts are injured. Like for example, when Dwayne Wade first went out, Jimmy Butler struggled quite a bit. And he kind of picked it up as the emergence of Rondo came along because defense had to pay attention to Rondo and then Mirotic, and these guys started heating up. So it took some pressure off of Jimmy Butler to free up a little bit and perform. All right. With Rondo dealing with something tomorrow, it makes me very worried about Jimmy for 10K. Now, with that being said, it's the Philadelphia 76ers. It doesn't take much to score against the 76ers, okay? Especially a banged up 76ers. He played the last game against them. He dropped 68. I would love 68 from him tomorrow, okay? In 3 games, just averaging 37 minutes, he's putting up 55. And Jimmy is hot as of late. Against the Knicks, he struggled a little bit, but not really. He did 40. It's just a bad game, a slow game. I don't think the Philly game is gonna go that like and the fact that he went down into the 40s make me feel like he's gonna have a good bounce back game. In his last 10 games, he'll get you 40, 40, then 60, 40, then 60, 50, then 40, 50, then 50, then 40. So I think he's due for another 50 game tomorrow. Hard to ignore Jimmy Butler, man. With them being in the position to get into the playoffs, I like Jimmy Butler tomorrow. I do. It's hard to fade him. Hard, very hard. Mirotic is always worth some consideration. When they played Philly, he played 27 minutes. He was good for about a point per minute. For 6K, I feel like Mirotic and Aaron Gordon kind of fall in the same boat, man. I just have a funny feeling about both of those guys. Robin Lopez against Philly is a matchup that you should want to exploit, man. Trust me, it's a good matchup for him. They've been getting Rob Lowe the ball consistently. They're using him quite a bit. He's taking 12 shots a game, 9 shots a game. I'm just a little worried. For one, I got two centers that I really like, and then for two, oh man, for two, he for two, Sorry about that, guys. For two, see, I'm still in the cash on tonight's slate, so I don't know what people talking about. My tournament here, I'm still in the cash. So the lineup that I have is doing okay, guys. I'm pretty sure in 50-50s you're winning. If I'm in a tournament and I'm in a cash and I'm in my 10-time booster, I'm number 7, which means 2 spot out of the money. So I'm about 10 points out of the money right now, guys. Devin Booker's taking off. So I don't know, guys. I know the lineup wasn't the greatest, but it's looking okay. It's looking promising, right? I don't know what happened though. I just lost my entire lineup. Sucks. Let's get back to it. All right. Um, Let me just catch it back up. I know we had Vucevic and Lopez. We had some Alfred Payton. We had some TLC. We had some Jimmy Butler. We had some Sean Long. Who was it? I know I had the guy off Philly. Stauskas. And then what? I had Dinwiddie. There we go. All right. So yeah, I'm not big on Lopez tomorrow. Long story short, just gonna stay away from Lopez. Let's see what you guys talking about. Let's see what you guys talking about. Love you too, Tim. Appreciate every kind word, man. Is Brook a tough matchup against Vooch? I'm curious. No, it's not. And actually, I think he has a size advantage. He's bigger than him. And against him a couple games ago, he did okay. He dropped 44. It takes a real tough matchup for Brook Lopez not to do well. Like, let's see who he didn't do well with. Even Atlanta, he got his 5 times value. Washington, it was a blowout. He didn't play that many minutes. Phoenix, same thing, 30-point win. Detroit is a tough matchup. He's got 40. Dallas was a tough. So Brook Lopez is as consistent as they come, man. You can't fade Brook or Vucevic. I feel like you got to go with one of those guys. You just have to. Remember, we got to take blowouts into consideration this time of year, especially with Philly. You got to, man, with all the resting. So what you saying, Tim? You telling me not to play your Philly boys or what? Wade is coming back. This game isn't he? If not, then when is he? I know soon. I think Saturday. They said Saturday. Wade is eyeing Saturday return. He's not playing tomorrow. What's up? I didn't do too good in their main, but it looks like my later entry will do something. I hope everybody had a good night. So far, we're winning in my tournament. So you guys should be doing okay. You're not gonna do extraordinary tonight, but I think you'll be in the money, and no matter what entry you're in. I could be wrong. I normally play a $12 GPP. I didn't get into it today, so I don't know how that's going. But I'm in the Shark's Nest, that little, what is it, $3 with $20,000 reward or whatever, and I'm cashing right now. So the lineup's looking okay. Look at PMR behind us though, Lewis. People have lots of minutes remaining. I hear you. You right now, not too bad. Got to stay positive, man. The last game is already going into halftime soon, and it's kind of getting out of hand. I think Booker's gonna bring it home, and Booker's gonna drop a 50 bomb. Y'all watch. We just off cash in the GPP. In the $12, we just off cash. All right. All right. By the time I break this slate down, we'll have a better idea what Booker is doing going into halftime. Um, let's continue. So we're on this Milwaukee versus Indiana game, and it's hard for me not to play Paul George going forward. It's just hard. Now I hate playing players against Milwaukee, and I preach that, guys. I hate it. Milwaukee's just a team that when you pick players against them, it's like a nightmare. A lot from my experience, I do not like to pick players against Milwaukee. Okay, But Paul George is trying to get into the playoffs right now. He's hot. For that price, we want 50s. I don't know, man. It's a tough call on Paul George. In 3 games, averaging 40 minutes. He's only putting up 36 points against this team. I don't know about Paul George tomorrow, man. It's going to be hard for me not to play Paul George, but I normally get Paul George right. That's the weird thing. I normally get him right. Every time I pick him, he go off. When I don't, he don't. Tonight seems like a night I might want to stay away from some Paul George and Jimmy Butler for that matter. But if I have to pick one or the other, I would say I like Jimmy Butler matchup better than Paul George's. So yeah, man, that's real. Jeff Teague, same concept, man. I'll probably stay away from this game. I just hate picking on Milwaukee. There's no one in this game. You know, I was looking at Thad Young. He looks like he has turned the corner and he's heading towards doing okay. 33, 30, 24, 40, 23 in his last 5. But again, if I could reiterate, it's Milwaukee. I just hate. I have most teams figured out, but Milwaukee, I just can't. I can't figure out where to attack them, and I really don't like to play them. And Tedecumpo, I'm good. I'm good off that. Gary Payton the second, he's played 30 minutes, 18 points, and he's still the minimum. Are we gonna chase that though? I don't know. And Greg Monroe always worth some consideration, especially against Indiana. But just looking like, for example, well, he hasn't really had good matchups lately. Detroit, Dallas, and OKC could be tough. But he doesn't start, and they play around his minutes. And Jason Kidd is weird. I don't know. I'm just not feeling this game. Honestly, I'm gonna move on. And then this New York game is the game that we are going to wait till lock to know exactly what we're gonna do. Um, One thing I do not like is that it starts at 7:30, so we might not get word at lock on what the Knicks are doing. But if Porzingis and Lance Thomas is out, then we know I'm going with O'Quinn, even with his price going up. It's a sure thing. If one out of the two plays, it's not as sure as I would like for it to be. But if both Porzingis and Lance Thomas do not play, I might just stack Kyle O'Quinn and that Dower guy, whatever his name is, both bigs for New York. We know that Washington is a defense that's very easy and lovely to pick on when it comes to bigs. So it's too soon for me to make a pick. And this lineup is not final. It's just preliminary. It's too soon to pick from this game. And then on the Washington side, John Wall is too expensive. Bradley Beal is too sporadic. Jason Smith I like for 3,400. Because this guy, man, I mean, this 4-point game is scary, but it's Utah. And then Lakers only 13. So you got some scary stuff going on, but every now and then you come out and drop 30 and 26. And for 3,400, that's what you want. So it's an interesting game, to say the least. And then Boston versus Atlanta. On the Atlantic side, Schroeder is someone to keep an eye on. I'm not excited for him. Oh, not at 8K. When he was cheaper, like 6,800 and 7,100. Yeah. But 8K now we want 48, 49. And when he if he gets that, we're like, okay, we're happy. But what if he doesn't? And for a price like that, he can cripple our lineup. So not too excited. And then Tim Hardaway, Bazemore, and Cephalosha are all questionable. Okay. That makes me like Torian Prince a lot more than a little bit. The only problem is all right. So Tim Hardaway is probable. He might play. I think Bazemore is also probable, and Cephalosha is out. If Torian Prince against Boston worries me, all right, it is what's this guy's name? Jay Crowder plays okay defense, and Torian Prince is no LeBron James, right? And the Millsap remains questionable. He might play. He's probable. So all those guys are probable. Again, I don't like anyone that much to consider them before injury news are certain tomorrow. And then on the Boston side, Isaiah Thomas is in a good spot. He's been eating this team up. In 2 games, he's averaging 42 fantasy points. On a back-to-back, traveling down to Atlanta from Boston, I'm not really big on IT tomorrow. Marcus Smart, I don't really mess with him. Crowder's in a good spot tomorrow. I like Crowder. It's just for 6K. Before I drop 6K on Crowder, I'll go back and get Aaron Gordon. They're both the same kind of. You pick them and just stick on the computer like, oh my God, what is he doing? What is he doing? You don't want to be too nervous all night. Olenek has been up and down. You got to get him on the right night. And I don't love Al Horford in this situation. He struggled all season against them, not for 6K. Just don't like it. Now, someone that I like a lot tomorrow is Ricky Rubio. Gotta love Rubio tomorrow. And to be honest, because I don't love Jimmy Butler, I don't want to pay up too high tomorrow. I'm okay coming down off Jimmy Butler, putting Dinwiddie as my small forward, because he is small forward eligible. And still can't do that. All right, we got to do some playing around. Throw Stauskas in the 2 guard. And then get some Rubio. Ricky Rubio, guys. Love Rubio tomorrow. Trust me. Now, I'm hoping people are off Rubio because he just got 30. But that's kind of fake. It was Golden State and it was a blowout. All right. The game before that, it was Portland. He put up 44. This guy's racking up assists like crazy. I'm watching these games. The middle of the first quarter, he got 10 assists. 10 assists in the first quarter. He's playing ball. He's not. And granted, his last couple games were at home, and he seems to do better when he's at home. But I'm not afraid of him traveling into Portland tomorrow. I think he'll be okay. And this team's still trying to win games. And I like Rubio tomorrow. Rubio will get a double-double, and I'm hoping he gets another 20-point game while he's at it and make us really happy tomorrow. So I love Rubio tomorrow. It's hard for me not to consider some Rubio tomorrow. All right. And nobody really on this team, on the Minnesota, I could say that about. A guy that is in a good spot is Gorgie Jang for 6K. The problem is he just played them in 40 minutes and he didn't do too well. I think Varley and Amino and those guys are really toughening up down there. So I'm worried about Gorgie Jang tomorrow a little bit. Not enough for me to throw him in right away. And Anthony Towns, it is what it is. He'll get you 40 to 50, but I love him only when he's at home. But he's in a good spot where those guys are undersized. And he just dropped 50 on them. 50 I wouldn't be too happy about. Not for 10K, so I'm all right. And then my theory about Damian Lillard is I would go CJ McCollum before Lillard. And you know what's funny? I called it, right? When Nurkic went out, I said to you guys that his numbers are going to start dropping for his price. And they have been. Because I think Nurkic kind of elevate his game. I spoke about his assist numbers, and those have specifically decreased since Nurkic been out. So I'm going to stay away from Lillard for that price. McCollum, I do like. He's another guy. He can be so up and down, man. Against them, he did drop 32 the other day. But in 3 games, he's averaging 46. He's had 2 games out of the 40s. McCollum at home tomorrow is worth some consideration. Is it a lock? I won't call it a lock, right? But it's definitely worth some consideration. I won't get rid of Stauskas for him. Yeah, I got 8K for a forward. I don't know. I like McCollum quite a bit tomorrow. On the and then Lillard is too expensive. We spoke about. I want to take a look at Aminu. Aminu is in a good spot. He started at center against the Jazz. And I'm wondering if they're going to start him at center against Minnesota, because if they do, I want him, okay? I just do. They start him at center, I want him. As a matter of fact, I'm going to take Aminu regardless. I think they will start him especially because they're trying to get into the playoffs, and the guy is their best choice. And I like to attack Minnesota when it comes to bigs. He already dropped 40 on them. We just need 30. Is it fake? Maybe a little bit. He had 3 blocks. So if you take away 6 from 44, still gonna get you upper 30s. He's not known for assists. So if we take away 5 assists and 3 blocks, we're still looking at just about 30, which is 6 times value. There's no reason not to play Amino tomorrow. There's just no reason. All right. Got to get some Amino in there. And the only 2 people here that I would say I would substitute is Stauskas and Dinwiddie. And I'm really on Dinwiddie, so I'll probably take out some Stauskas, have 74, and then go McCollum and like it. I like how it looks so far. Bradley Beal is worth some consideration as well, but McCollum is more involved and in a better matchup. So this looks good to me, guys. Let's see if I'm missing anyone that I really like. Now, not having these top 4 people in your lineup can be costly. John Wall and Tedacompo when he goes off. Butler, I don't think Butler's going off tomorrow. You know, it is Philly though, man. Butler, for that price, we need what? Upper 50s. I'm all right. I'm okay with Butler, fading Butler for if I can do it comfortably, I would, but to have this good lineup that I like a lot, I don't think it's worth trying to force Butler. And then Paul George was what? 9K, same story. If he gets 50, that's a good game, but it's not really great for his price. So I'm not trying to force that. I like this lineup out here a lot. I'll even leave 500 on the table. Let's see what's 4,200 can buy us. Is it something better than Dinwiddie? It can buy us Trevor Booker. No, I don't like that. Kilpatrick or Dinwiddie. I'll probably stick with Dinwiddie. I like this lineup. I like it a lot. So this is it. I'm going to submit it. Then I'm going to see what you guys are saying. But this looks like a good lineup to play tomorrow. And I'll probably keep the core of it and just probably jump on some value that becomes apparent. But this is as balanced as it gets. And there's not one pick that I don't think won't hit value tomorrow. Peyton, 8,200. What can I afford for 8,200? Not much, right? Schroeder or Peyton? I will go Peyton at home against Brooklyn, then Schroeder at home against Boston. I think so. I wonder who they say has a better matchup. Peyton, by far. Peyton triple-double threat. Schroeder will just go erratic and hopefully get some points, but Peyton can hit you from so many angles, McCollum. Now, he's a guy that if he gets us 5 times value, we're okay, but he has the upside to hit 6 times value. It's just as long as he doesn't get us one of these 18 and 19-point games, which are very rare for him. So if you want to go with the chances, you'll say 20% of the time he's less than 20. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. About 50% of the time he's over 30. So McCollum, I think against Minnesota, he'll be okay at home with the playoff implication. Dinwiddie, I like a lot. Sean Long is another guy. If I can, I would upgrade for sure. 47. Can't afford me what? Not much. Justin Anderson. Nothing that I'm excited about. So Sean Long, I think, can get us mid-20s. He's averaging just about that. Rubio, we know, has been going off. Amino, I spoke about. Brook Lopez. Love it, guys. Play that with confidence, all right? Let me see what you guys talking about. Booker at 24.25 at halftime. That's pretty good. You see, that's a 50 bomb from him. You know he's going to get the minutes blowout or not, man. Paul George hot, as you know right now. He's only offense right now if you watch them closely. Yeah, Tim. Paul George is hot, but his price is not hot, man. And I could go back and kind of let's look at Paul George. So if we're looking for 6 times value to be happy, right? But 5 times to be satisfied. Let's take it from that angle, right? When you look at a Paul George, for 9K, 5 times value is 45. Now, in the last 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, 45, right? So, yes, that's okay. And then 6 times value is 54, 58, 77, 60, 51, 50. You got to go Paul George. The numbers are there, man. The numbers are there for him. To get some Paul George, you would have to do something like get rid of McCollum for sure. And then maybe like a Sean Long. And we still can't. No, it's Jimmy Butler. I'm bugging. Let's see. 2,700. Um, I will put back in. Who did I have as shooting guard? McCollum. I definitely can't go McCollum. Um, to get some Paul George, we are going to have to improvise. I don't know who I want to risk. Aminu is almost a certain thing, man. But not really, you know. So I'm trading Aminu and McCollum for Paul George. Two iffy guys for almost a sure thing. I could stomach it. I could stomach it. Let's get rid of Aminu, I guess. I'll do this. I'm gonna leave my lineup, but tomorrow with the value becoming apparent, I'll make a strong push at my live show. For right now, I'm gonna hold off on Paul George, but tomorrow I'm gonna make a very strong attempt. You gotta remind me for Paul George, but right now it's just tough. It's just tough. Hey, but you were right about Westbrook. So does that mean he's a lock for his next game? Considering, to be honest, I think that he's waiting to go back home to break that record in Oklahoma. And I said that today, and then what? He had 9 rebounds short, 1 rebound short. Okay, whatever. But still, against Phoenix, it's a big slate. I don't know if I will get to Russell. I will have to see everybody's prices and the value that's available and make a decision. But Phoenix is a superb matchup, and he's gonna have all the points in the world. And for the guy that's shooting a bunch of shots, it's hard for me to fade him against Phoenix. His matchup today against Memphis was a little bit easier for me to fade him, and I will justify that to the ends. But against Phoenix, if I fade him, it's almost like negligence. All right, that's a fact. I can admit that. PG going against Shooter is one of your constants, though. They're still fighting for seed and keep Rubio. Just saying to consider in Alfred's position, close to same price. You know I don't like Alfred, so I'm always down to take out some Alfred. Still gonna be a little tough though to get him in. I'm always down to replace. I could replace Alfred for Paul George without a doubt. Trust me on that. I will have to take out Alfred and McCollum. And then what? I could move up Rubio. Move up Rubio. I still don't have a forward spot for him. Okay, I will have to do. Oh, but I can do that. I could do that comfortably. I could take out some Dinwiddie, throw in some Paul George. Okay, and then what? Who did I have? McCollum, Rubio, and Payton. Right, and it's still tough. It's still tough for a brother. So I got no more than 69. I mean, I could pencil in McCollum and then throw one of those Deadman kind of punts in there and just hoping for a 5 time value from the punt. And with that said, this is a strong lineup. Rubio, McCollum, Paul George, Sean Long, Vucevic, Aminu, Lopez. And then if we can get some like Let's see. Like if Rondo misses, Michael Carter Williams become a good punt at that point, right? If Isaiah Whitehead plays, he's always good for 5 to 6 times value. Augustine, no. So there's options. There's definitely, that's why I said it tomorrow with the value. I think it's going to be a little more apparent, but just look out for everyone who is playing a golf range tomorrow. DJ hurt his back and is one of the big favorite. One last three may not play. No swapping golf if he's out. All right, Tim. For what it's worth, is DJ on my list right here? I have Casey Hatton, John Rahm. I don't think I have a DJ, so I should be good, right? Because I don't know who that is. I'm just going off of a lineup that I got from Old Boy. Lakers beat the Spurs. Did they? I'm not surprised. They playing around. They didn't want to play Deadman. You should have let Deadman do his thing. Prodigy, I can send you some lineups later if you want me to. Tyler Ellis did play good. And to be honest, if who did I go that even though Udry played well, if I knew that Ennis was gonna start, I would have definitely played him, and that's a fact. Oh no, I'm not messing with Isaiah Thomas. He's just not someone I feel comfortable playing, Tim. I know I like to attack Schroeder, but Isaiah's too costly, and he's not the type of point guard that I don't know, man. I don't know. I do like point guards versus shooter, but certain ones, and Isaiah is just not the. Um, Dustin Johnson, do I have him? Yeah, I don't have him. I'm good. So who will we punt for 3K in this lineup? Because there's no one here that I hate. I love all these guys. Rubio, McCollum. Yeah, Isaiah Thomas is way too expensive. What is he like? We'll need 50 from him, and he doesn't really drop 50 that much, man. He had 2 games against Orlando and Milwaukee. I get it, but he was home for one, and then it's a back-to-back traveling. And against this team, he's averaging 40. 40 is less than 5 times value for that price. I'm not big on Isaiah Thomas tomorrow. But because you seem to like this lineup more, let's see if I can find a guard I can throw in it. I don't want to lose that lineup I had, though. So what I'm going to do is enter another free contest and have both and kind of compare them. And then when the news drop tomorrow, we can really have some different angles to look at. And boom, knock it out. All right. So let's go for it. We had Rubio at the point. And then we got rid of we got rid of who? Dinwiddie. We threw some George. We kept Aminu. I want to see something. How much is Aminu? 5K. There's no one under 5K that I like as much as I do. And then again, Kylo Quinn can make himself become very good value tomorrow, which will open up some options. So the punt at this point would be what? What's a good punt tomorrow? I would say Michael Carter Williams if Rondo misses, but we don't know that yet. Whitehead if he does play, but again, we don't know. Randy Foye if all those guys don't play. Randy Foye's been pretty consistent. In 11 minutes, he put up 6 points. Jeremy Grant if Rondo misses. Archie Goodwin with all those stuff going on. It's interesting. How about some Tyus Jones? He's been getting minutes. He hasn't really been doing much with it. I don't really have that punt. I don't mind punting, but I like punts that I feel good about. But for right now, I'll just put in because Rondo's getting a what is he getting? A MRI. So he's more looking like doubtful. And in such event, I know they'll probably start Jerry and Grant over Michael Carter Williams, but whichever one get the start, it is the first game at lock. So whoever starts, if Rondo doesn't play, I'll punt the point guard against Philly and be happy with that. All right. So that's the second lineup. So we got two lineups that we're looking at here, guys. Slightly different but similar. One with Peyton and no Paul George, and the other one with Paul George and no Peyton punting at the guard position. And I'm going to leave it at that until value becomes apparent. All right. I do like this lineup, just really throwing Isaiah out there because Alfred burns the hell out of me. Well, we got rid of Alfred, and we don't have to play Isaiah, so it's a win for both of us. If you come down from Aminu to a Quinn, you get more punt money for that guard position. Right, but I'm only going to do that if both Lance Porzingis is out, which it doesn't look likely. And then with O'Quinn price going up, I'm still a little bit worried. But O'Quinn is balling, so yeah, O'Quinn. It just depends. It's too soon, Tim. And lock is not for like another 18 hours from now. So we got some time. Get some news back and see what we really want to do and just do it. Fournier, I love Payton tomorrow against Brooklyn. I hate playing Payton. I never get him right. I'm with you, Tim. Every time I play Payton, don't play him. He goes off for 50. So I get it. But in a good spot against Brooklyn where he just had recent success, throwing up triple doubles. Hopefully Aaron Gordon gets a little hot and he'll get some alley hoops to him and we can win if we end up picking him. I'm only playing one lineup going on now, unless it's like a slate where I have to play two. Like Friday, I might have to play two lineup, one with Westbrook and one without him. But tomorrow I'm definitely playing one, and with the injury news, I can know better what I'm going to do. So what's going on in some Golden State? What's this, third quarter? I don't see anything about Booker. He made Curry block him. Wow, shots. I'm never worried about Booker, though, because Booker's just going to keep shooting. He's going to make some, so I'm also good with Booker. But, geez, the whole third quarter, he does nothing. Sucks, man. Come on, guy. All right, guys, I'm heading out of here, man. Talk to you guys tomorrow evening around 5:30, 6 o'clock. I'll come on and do my show. In the meantime, good luck tonight. I still think we can pull in within the money, man. Peace.